UFC Freedom 250 was generational. Card of the year, best card ever. Who knows? It's for sure up there. This card was great. Take away the whole politics. I know it's wrong. The UFC shouldn't be at the White House, the demonic American government. But if you're purely talking, these 7 incredible fights we had, finish after finish after finish after finish, upsets, knockouts. This card was fucking incredible. In this video, I'm going to go through every fight on the card, give my thoughts on every fight, and who each guy should take on next. Let's start with the main event, and fuck me, what a fight it was. Fight of the year. A perfect main event for this historic card. Gaethje versus Ilia, and who the fuck saw this coming? Ilia Topuria quits on the stall. Whether you like him or not, he went no mas, no more. And quit to Justin Gaethje. I'm not Ilia hater. I would have rather seen Ilia Topuria win. It would have been better for the division. But you got to take nothing away from Justin Gaethje. An incredible performance. Major upset. Dominates Ilia on the ground and on the feet. Round 2 was a bit dodgy, and this is where my problem is with Ilia Topuria. He could have won this fight. He didn't actually look that bad in this fight. He's getting a lot of shit because of the shit he talks. It's deserved. He's going, Justin, I'm going to take your lights out. It won't even go past that round. Fair enough. You're going to talk shit like that. You've got to back it up. And to be fair to him, he's done it his whole career. Now it's not worked. Don't act like he doesn't do this in every fight. He does the exact same thing about Volk, Holloway, Oliveira, and he's done it. So people can't clown him. Now he's lost. Is that going to affect his career ever? Took a lot of fucking damage. Fractured orbital. I'm pretty sure he's come out and said he's not needing a surgery. So that's a good sign. But he probably won't fight again this year. He's not active anyway when he's winning. Obviously, he had the divorce and all that. But Justin Gaethje absolutely destroyed him. Round 1, immediately, 5 seconds in, a stiff jab on the eye to Topuria. The bruising was incredible. It looked like, the seeing the people crying on Twitter saying he stuffed his gloves. Come on. I know it's in America and I know they're that corrupt, but they're not that corrupt. There was nothing in his gloves. Fucked up the eye to Topuria, both eyes. It wasn't just one. And there was a slight eye poke like he always does. He can't help himself in the 3rd or the 4th round. But that takes nothing away from it. Incredible chin, incredible heart. I thought Ilia would have fucked him up in the 1st round. He did not do that. But round 1 started, Ilia at range, crashing into Gaethje, thinking he's going to knock him out like he did Oliveira. But Gaethje has a chin. Whether, you respect him or not for his skill, he's got a good chin. He always has had a good chin. But you'd expect, he's in these wars years after year, he'd be a bit punch drunk, especially a guy like Ilia is going to knock him out easily. That was not the case. But Gaethje's popping that jab. He's got some crafty clinch uppercut, very crafty. To see him exploit it on Paddy. And yeah. Backing Ilia up with the jab. Ilia crashing in up against the cage. Body shot, head, body. Very fucking powerful. But Rufus has a chin and a half. And edit. I don't think any other fighter survives that onslaught. This is why I think he still has success in the lightweight division. Gaethje isn't a good matchup for him. Holloway isn't a good matchup for him. It's because of Gaethje's chin, his height. Holloway was doing the exact same to him, popping him with that jab. I suppose now you look at it, this was a more, not as a big favourite as he should have been. As Holloway showed it, you pop the jab, stay at range, pick him off as he's coming in. He's the smaller guy, he's got to crash in. Gaethje did it. Round 2 is where I thought Ilia could have won. Fucked him up bad in the cage with the body shots, had him crumbled, dropped. Ilia, you should have let him get up or stay at mount. Ilia went on top, nice elbows, cut him up with the elbow. That only little graze on his face was with the elbow. He then went for arm triangle and arm bars. Like, what are we doing? You're not Oliveira. I'd understand if Oliveira did that. You're not Charles Oliveira. You're Ilia Topuria. Knock him out. Fumbled to finish. Looked gassed. Put a lot of energy into that. Round 3 started. Justin Gaethje dropped him. No, he did drop. No, he cracked him and then took him down. Justin Gaethje took Ilia Topuria down with a fucking a trip like a Greco-Roman wrestling takedown, which is Ilia's background. Ilia got shut down in all departments, so that does worry me. If he fights an Arman, he's definitely not fighting Makhachev now. That he could have been taken down. He's a small guy. People are saying he should cut down to 145, but I don't think he can do it. His frame, he's too wide. He's a wide guy. He's not like an O'Malley who's just tall, or a Gaethje. He's a thick, short guy. Pause. A lot of muscle on his frame, so that weight cut's always going to be difficult. But he's going to have problems against big guys like Gaethje, and he exploited it. Dropped him in the 3rd. Yeah, that damage on the eye fucked him up bad. Didn't look the same, and the referee stopped. The referee should have stopped it in the 3rd round. The doctor waved it off. Ilia said no, so apparently now the doctors mean nothing. If the fighter says he wants to continue, you're going to clown Aspinall for that, as everyone does. But realistically, if the doctor says no, the fight should be over. Carried on to the fourth. Ilya didn't look that bad in the fourth. It's just the damage. His eye wasn't shut. I'm not calling him a quitter like Pimlet, but his eye wasn't shut. Pimlet took a beating off of him. And for Ilya, he's going to have to take a lot of time off. And I'd like to see him return and take on the winner of Pimlet versus BSD. Hopefully it's Pimlet. You could have Pimlet versus Ilya whilst Gaethje fights Arman. Then you could match the winner of that up. Just because Ilya lost, I'm not no Russian Dagestani Glazer. Just because Ilya lost doesn't mean he's shit now. Go check out my TikTok some more on that. But disappointing to see is he is the superstar of the UFC apart from the Makachevs and Pereira who lost as well. We'll get to him in a minute. A massive upset from Gaethje, deserves it. A crafty game plan. Trevor Whitman is a fucking genius, whether you like him or not. You know, you get criticised for the Corey Sanhagen shit, boring guy, but very smart game plan. Stay at range, pop the jab, and to be fair, Gaethje's chin alone won him this fight in the pocket. Wild swinging engages in the pocket. You see him drop Oliveira like that. Holloway, Volk. Gaethje's got a better chin than those guys, and for me, if I'm Gaethje, I'm retiring. You're not going to ever have a better win than that again. In the White House against the big favourite Ilia Topuria, undefeated, took away his aura, won the lightweight belt, which he's never done before, not the interim shit, and the BMF. I'd retire, but I think he's going to stick around, and he's probably going to have to fight one of Arman or Oliveira. If they don't do Arman versus, this is what I'm seeing the UFC do. They'll either give him one of Arman and Oliveira, or they'll make Arman and Oliveira fight each other, and he'll rematch Holloway if he beats McGregor, or he'll fight McGregor. It's weird I don't think they'll do that if Holloway wins because Holloway lost to Oliveira even though he knocked out Gaethje. It's a weird fucking it's logjam at the top. So I'd like to see Ilya take on the winner of Pimlet and BSD, and Gaethje probably take on Arman Tsarukyan. He does deserve it. He's just he's inactive as fuck at RF, but just give him the title shot. Gaethje could beat him on the feet, but I think the wrestling would be too much. But yeah, incredible performance from Justin Gaethje, shutting down Ilia Topuria. We've never seen Ilya look like that. Fair play to Justin Gaethje, shut us all up. The American underdog yet again, Strickland Gaethje, the year of the American Unk. On now to the co-main event. Interim heavyweight title bout. Keyword there, interim. Alex Pereira versus Ciryl Gane, and well, put those belts down, boy. Ciryl Gane, incredible performance, knocks out Alex Pereira in the second round. I picked Pereira, great predictions from me, picking Pereira and Topuria, but Ciryl Gane exposed Pereira. A lot of people on Twitter, they just slander Pereira, but they're correct. Pereira's defense is utter shit. Just stands there. You see him in the sparring footage with Talison Teixeira, just popping the jab in his face. Yes, he's got incredible offense with the high kicks, the low kicks. He's a powerful motherfucker. If he hits you, you're probably going to go down. But if you don't defend yourself, Gane was a nightmare match. I should have picked Ciryl Gane. Gane is a nightmare matchup. He's so defensively sound, fast. But he's no Derek Lewis, just blobbing at range. And that's why Aspinall would have beat him as well, because they're both fast guys. Gane and Aspinall are the clear outliers in this division. Josh Hockett's the same. He's fast, but he's not as big and powerful. But Gane knocked him out. Great performance. Straight jab down the middle, and he had to fucking cheat. I wouldn't say it's as bad as his usual cheating. The back of the head, elbows, and shots like that. I can kind of understand it as it's an awkward spot. He's not really. Pereira's back down his side, and there's not much for him to hit. But still, come on now, adjust the position. But good performance, and Ciryl Gane, well done, buddy. You have earned the chance to get slammed out by Tom Aspinall. Don't fucking do it in Paris. He does not deserve that. Do it in Las Vegas, end of the year, November, the MSG card, something like that. Main event, co-main event. Probably won't be the main event, as neither the guy too big. Only in Europe are they massive stars. Now it's knocked out Alex Pereira. The casuals know who Ciryl Gane is. Aspinall. Aspinall versus Gane again. You're going to say Gane was piecing him up. This isn't a Gane Aspinall prediction. We're talking about this fight here, but Gane was piecing Aspinall up. I'm an Aspinall fan. I can accept that. And if he performs like he does against Pereira, he could beat Aspinall. He's an incredible counter striker. Aspinall and Pereira both like to charge in. I could see it happening, but I would like to think not. We're not going to do a prediction for that yet. This isn't what this is about. I've got no bias to Tom Aspinall at all. I'm not from the UK or anything. But he looked incredible here against Pereira. Defensively sound. Pereira didn't really hurt him. He did at the end of the round. He hit him with a nice 1-2 right in the last second, but he didn't rock him. Gane's got a great chin. He's never been knocked out. It's going to be a difficult task for Tom Aspinall, but I think he gets it done. But he's earned it. Ciryl Gane, great performance. Minimal cheating involved. It's impossible for him to go and fight without cheating. Knocks out Pereira in the White House lawn. He's got no aura at all at the press conferences. More Zero, what does it mean to you to fight at the White House? Great opportunity. Esperar is a great opponent. Zero aura, no presence on the stage. So Aspinall hopefully knocked this freak out. But he looked good. Nasty jab down the middle. Sits Pereira down. And fucking. The UFC wanted Pereira versus Aspinall. It was meant to be the fight if this dirty prick didn't eye poke him. But he's earned it now. He knocked Pereira out. What the fuck does Pereira do? For Pereira, I think he's going to stay at heavyweight. He's too big now, and he wouldn't. He could cut down, but you know we've seen him cut down a lot of weight, and what Adesanya did to him. But I think he should take on Josh Hockett. Massive beef matchup. Put that on a main event, not main event, co-main event of a numbered card. Main event of a fight night. They probably won't do that on a fight night. Or if they don't want to do that, could do a Pavlovich or Volkov, etc. Guys at the top of the division. For sure in a title elimination bout, as he's lost to Cyril Gane. He's not like he's just lost to Derek Lewis, anyone like that. Yeah, I'd do Aspinall, Pereira versus Hockett, title elimination bout, maybe Volkov, maybe. The division is stacked now because of Gane and Jones. Log jamming it. We've got contenders now. But, you know, we can't have the fights every fucking week. There's so many contenders in these divisions because champions aren't fighting. We're in era of inactive champs. But for Gane, he's obviously going to fight Aspinall. It's a no-brainer. He's interim champ. You know, he's not like Aspinall's not like Jones. He's not going to imagine if Aspinall just ducked Gane and went, you know what? I'll fight Josh Hockett. Forget the interim champ. He should fucking do that. But he's going to fight Gane. Pereira needs a title elimination belt against one of Hockett, Volkov, Pavlovich. Massive upset for the UFC. They wanted Pereira to win. It's just a shame. We have to see this eye poke, dirty cheat succeed. But if he beats Aspinall, I may never watch this sport again. I can't handle. I watched fucking Yuri Prohaska get knocked out by Allberg. If Gane knocks Aspinall out, less to be said there. Yeah, great performance from Gane. Deserves the Aspinall fight. Pereira title elimination belt. Yeah, well done, Gane, I guess. Well done, buddy. You've earned your chance to lose to Thomas Aspinall. On now to the feature fight, and wow, it went exactly as 999% of the community thought it would. Sean O'Malley knocks out Ayman Zahabi in the second round. Are we surprised? What was Ariel Helwani gonna do to O'Malley? Ariel Helwani can't grapple. Zahabi can't strike. To beat, obviously he can strike, but not to beat a guy like O'Malley. And a clear layout for O'Malley. You know, he did have some problems. You know, as Zahabi was just fucking B-Tech, Sean Strickland, Philly shell, spamming leg kicks. That was it. Covering up, biting on all the O'Malley feints, covering up, and then just good low kicks, powerful low kicks. But O'Malley's too defensively sound, too good of a kickboxer to, you know, to just stand there and get his leg chopped up like Justin Taffler. Figured it out, timed it, countered it, nasty right over the top, sits Zahabi down as he's getting up, a counter left, does the Canadian salute on his body. I mean, disrespectful, but I'm not Canadian, so I don't care. But good performance, got his knockout he needed, and he should get that fight with Piotr Jan. Come on now, as that. If you look at O'Malley's resume, beating Song Yadong, that was obviously more competitive than this, but he needed that knockout, a big opportunity. All the casuals watched it, you know, at the White House, got his knockout, millions of views. Back in the Sugar era, you know, none of that boring champ where you just sit there at press conferences mumble. He's now back in his prime again. I hope. Uh, but he deserves that. Look at his resume. He lost to Marab twice. That's it in the UFC. Are we really counting a Chito Vera loss where he fucking? I think that is what Zahabi needed. You know, the Marlon Vera one fight where he just fucking his leg blows out or something, and he gets a fluke KO win. Yeah, that was never going to happen. O'Malley was always going to win this. This was the lock of the card. And I'm not like Ilia Topuria, but dominant win. Zahabi had nothing for him. Look at the strikes. Look at 8 strikes, 14 significant strikes, all low kicks. I wish they'd have the actual stats of head to low, but even Piotr Jan. Obviously, make Marab versus Jan first. Jan should win that, but if he doesn't win it, then sure, fuck it, do the trilogy because it's not like Umar hasn't fought Marab yet. If Umar hadn't fought Marab or Jan, then I'd be a bit worried. But Umar's already fought Marab. I know O'Malley's already fought him twice. Come on now, he's got that Dana White privilege. Make O'Malley versus the winner of that. And for Zahabi, who the fuck knows? He's number 6 in the world. This is the freest layup for the prospect that they want to build up. And I can honestly see him doing Peyton Talbot versus Zahabi, end of the year, something like that. Zahabi probably want to get back in there pretty quick. Well, does he though? He's pretty active now. He's in his prime. He's an old guy. at the top of the division. On paper, an O'Malley loss isn't bad. If he goes out there and beats a Peyton Talbot, could fraud check him, with his Philly shell, crafty guy. He's going to take a sniper like an O'Malley to beat Zahabi. He's very durable. Fair play. He did well to earn the fight. Arguably lost to Vera and Aldo, but he's durable. That just shows how good O'Malley is. Just knocked him out with ease. Didn't have anything for O'Malley. We need O'Malley versus the winner of Yam Marab and Zahabi versus Peyton Talbot. Feed him to a prospect. No one wants to see this guy at the top of the division. Good performance from O'Malley, as expected, knocking Ayman Zahabi out. Next, we had, wow, the Incredible Hulk, Josh Hockett. He really knows how to fucking get his name in the media. Michelle Obama is a man, has done numbers online. Half of America, the gay side of America, does not like Josh Hockett. I mean, neither does the MMA community, really. But I do. I quite like Josh Hockett. I'm a Josh Hockett fan. But come on now, we all knew he was going to beat Derek Lewis. What does Derek Lewis do? Jiggles at range, gets countered, and quits. He quit. Derek Lewis laid on bottom. Josh Hockey had the easiest takedown of his life. Just all you have to do is grab the legs of Lewis, and he just slips over anyway. Just laid there in full guard, just getting punched. Made no attempt to get out. So he could have easily, he's not athletic enough to just what's the fucking word? Sweep out, just push at the legs of Hockey, kick him away. He just laid there. Hockey with his wrestling credentials just pieced him up. Bang, bang, bang. The shots from full guard. He wasn't even in full guard. He was standing up. Like UFC 5, where you stand there and usually you get kicked out. And this is a fucking awful reference. But Derek Lewis made no attempt to get out as usual, just like the Waldo fight, except Hockey didn't really engage as much on the ground. Probably could have got the TKO, but I think he wanted that KO on the feet. He's all about the clip farm, the viral moment, the KO on the feet. Also, pulled an armbar, the worst armbar I've ever seen. He didn't lock it in. I think he was trying to just, I don't know what he was doing because he's got an armbar win on his resume, so he obviously knows how to pull an armbar. I think he was just trying to get some viral moments. The screenshot of him laying there with his arm in this arm like that at the end of the round. Who the fuck knows? Knocked him out anyway. Derek Lewis is shit as expected. The guy needs to retire. But yeah, second round started. It was sloppy on the feet. Hockey just throwing his wild overhands. Pretty low output. It's all fair play to Lewis. He's shit, but he can knock you out on the feet in the pocket. Derek Lewis gassed after about 10 seconds. The UFC asked him to move around and not knock this guy out in 20 seconds. That was too much for Derek Lewis to handle. Yeah, Josh Hockett beat him up. Got a pity stoppage. Derek Lewis is just wobbling at range, just on his fucking stanky leg. Hockett was just piecing him up with 1-2s over the top. Herb Dean, I think it was Herb Dean. The ref saved him. Yeah, it would have been a brutal slime out, but the ref saved it. Just like Pereira, to be fair. A pretty early stoppage. We could have had a viral slime out. You don't see many of them nowadays. The referees are kind of more lenient into stopping fights. But yeah, Derek Lewis, I mean, come on. One just total strike. And, he was all in the fucking build up. I didn't miss a single training session for this fight. What the fuck are you doing in your training sessions? 8 significant strikes landed in the entire fight. Wow, the president called you up as a proud American. You're a Trump fan. Hey, Derek, I need you on the White House. Derek Lewis, that is what you give him. Wow. Moving from Hockett, like I said earlier, we need Hockett versus Pereira. We need Hockett versus Pavlovich. Give Hockett a title elimination bout. Or, he's up there, but it's all John Jones and Garn's fault. We've got Hockett, Pereira, obviously Garner Aspinall, Volkov, and Pavlovich all coming off of wins in the top of the division. The rest of the division is fucked. Like, the rest of the division is Derek Lewis. Yeah. You'll win from Hockett, Derek Lewis, retire, or you're going to get fed to, like, Brando Perechik, someone like that. Yeah. Next was Iron Michael Chandler. What a performance. We will not be seeing him at the top. We will be seeing him in PFL. Rufi destroys Michael Chandler in a round. Michael Chandler had nothing for Rufi, as expected. Another lock of the card. Mauricio Rufi. A lot of layups on this card, I will say. Makes for entertainment, as you know. We get to see Chandler get beaten up at range. Yeah, Rufi just destroyed him, 12 of him on the feet. He's an elite striker. He needs a matchup at the top of the division. However, in all fairness, he probably should fight a guy like that. I would like, they ain't going to do this. I'd like to see him fight a Gamrot, test his grappling out. Gamrot's going to try and sniff his crotch, hold him down, submit him like beer. If he can go out there and knock out Gamrot, I will then believe in the Rufi train. I'm not fully on the Rufi hype train again. I was before he fought BSD. I've not seen you beat a grappler. You beat Michael Chandler. Come on now. I generally think Beneil Dariush beats Michael Chandler in his current state, and that is what I want to see Michael Chandler next. either feed him to a Tom Nolan, a guy outside the rankings, or just do Beneil Dariush. Just have an Unkoff, one last big fight from both of them. Dariush can retire with a win. Chandler can, retire with a loss to Dariush or a win against Dariush. But Rufi is the future of this division. Benji MMA, you may be right. I was doubting it the whole time. However, I'm not on the hype train yet. I made a TikTok about it. Check that out. But who isn't going to do that to Michael Chandler? It was impressive how he just didn't land a thing on him. Spinning back kick, rock Michael Chandler, had him doing the stanky leg, a pity stoppage, just with some ground and pound. Yeah, impressive from Rufi. There wasn't really much offense from Chandler as expected. Another disappointment from a big American guy, Michael Lewis, Derek Lewis and Michael Chandler. Incredible performances on the White House lawn, did America proud. That wasn't the Michael Chandler we know. He usually has a moment, where he rocks you bad, something like that, or even a fucking Oliveira moment where he just jumps and fucking into the back. Disappointing as usual. 3 significant strikes. He needs to retire or just get fed to a prospect. Rufi, I want to see him fight Gamrot. They're not going to do that. They're probably. I don't know what to do with Rufi. This division's weird. If BSD beats Pimlet, I could see him doing Pimlet versus Rufi, 2 big stars. If he loses or if he wins, they could do Rufi versus BSD. They're the outsiders of the typical top 5. Sorokin's broke in, the typical Holloways, your Gaethjes, guys like that. He's not going to get a title fight beating Michael Chandler. I want to see him fight Gamrot. They're not going to do it, but he looked great again, knocking out Michael Chandler. He's got elite striking. However, I'm worried when someone pushes him back up against the cage, can take him down. Michael Chandler just gave him a free win, basically. Proposed to his wife as well. Well done for that, I guess. That's got nothing to do with that. But dominant win. His striking's incredible. Training with Volk now. He's only going to get better, and he will be a problem. But I'm not fully on the train yet. I need to see him beat someone good before I can call him a future champ. Great performance though, knocking out Michael Chandler. White House lawn, massive opportunity. No, just nothing for him. He's so powerful. Any time he connected with Chandler, I had him stumbling up against the kid. And Chandler's not known for that. Chandler's known for digging down, biting down on the mouthpiece, rocking you back. But Chandler's 40. Is he 40? He's like 38, 39. Rufi's in his prime. Many years to come, but make him versus Gamrot. But they're not going to do that. That's what I want to see. Good performance from Rufi, but we all knew he was going to beat Michael Chandler. Next up was wow. Bo Nickel destroys Michael Dorcas. Carl Dorcas. Keep thinking of fucking Michael Chandler. Destroys Carl Dorcas with ease. Showed both sides of his game. His incredible wrestling and his striking. I knew he'd beat Dorcas. I'm not, I don't think Bo Nickel's that bad. People hate on him because of RDR. He's a good fighter. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and beat a Chimaev, a Strickland anytime soon, but he's got potential. Very well rounded. His striking's looking better. I thought Dorcas was going to give him problems early, back him up, try and knock him out like he did to Miguel Pereira and GM3. But no, Bo Nickel too calm on the feet, got the takedown. I don't know why the ref stood him up. He was literally landing elbows on Dorcas. He cut his fucking head open. But it's at the White House. They wanted knockouts. They wanted blood. Um, but he got it done. Nasty T-pop the middle, followed by a 1-2. Sits Dorcas down, some ground and pound. A bit of an early stoppage, but Dorcas was just laying there on his side. They're gonna stop it early if it's Bo Nickel. If that was the other way around, they're gonna give Bo Nickel all the chance in the world. But you can't shit on Bo Nickel anymore. He's looking good. I know Dorcas and Rodolfo Vieira aren't the best, but he's knocking them out. Easily dispatched of Dorcas, mixed in the grappling as well, which I was impressed with. Dorcas just was pulling a fucking just locking his legs up in the full guard, just accepting it, trying to see the round out, trying to just get back in there round 2, implement his game plan. But whether you like Bo Nickel or not, he's looking better. I'm not a big fan. I can just respect his game, and you can remove the bias. He's only young, got the Dana White privilege. He's probably going to get a ranked opponent, and I can see them booking him versus Roman Dolidze or the loser of Cannonier versus CLD. They're going to get him in the rankings again, probably. And to be fair, he kind of does deserve it. He's not built the resume up, but he is better than some of these ranked guys. I do think, like a Nikram Aliskerov, a Robocop gives him some serious problems on the feet. As soon as the competition increases, we may see Bo Quitter return, as Dorcas offered him no adversity, and neither did Rodolfo Vieira, just with the straight jab. But it's disappointing for Carl Dorcas. Big chance, literally did nothing. 26 strikes, all from the bottom. Went out there, threw a couple of 1-2s. I think he slipped, or Bo Nickel just fucking bolted in there, took him down, held him down for about 3.5 minutes. That's why the ref stood it up, even though he was landing elbows on Dorcas. Then they engage from the pocket. Nickel throws a fucking shit front kick like Michael Chandler did to Ferguson. Dorcas doesn't react quick enough. He's pretty slow, big guy. 1-2 from Nickel. He's got some power, to be fair to him. Sits Dorcas down, ground and pound, gets the win. We need to see Nickel in the rankings. They're going to do it whether you like it or not. He's only lost to RDR in all fairness. That's not a bad loss. RDR's a real good guy in this division. Moving up to light heavyweight, I think he's going to have success there. Nickel versus Delize for me, and Dorcas is probably just going to back to the fucking Apex kid. Against who could Roman Kopylov in the Apex. Give him a decent matchup. You know, he was a sacrificial lamb on paper. This is what the UFC wanted. Nickel's going to be in the rankings, and Dorcas is going to be on the prelims of the Apex because that is what the UFC do. Good performance from Bo Nickel, looking better. Finally, well, the first fight on the card was Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia, and he's still my boy. Chris Weidman's dad clip. I love Diego Lopez so much. You know, disappointed in what he'd happened with the Volk fight in the second fight. He, for me, is the second best featherweight in the world, besides Volkanovski. I love Diego Lopez. He's an incredible guy. How can you not like Diego Lopez? You know that round one was a bit boring. Garcia, Lopez took some time to bed into the fight, but he does that. That's why he lost to Volk, because Volk just picks guys off at range. Lopez isn't the best at cutting the cage off. Maybe it's a bit over the top saying he's the second best in the world, but he is one of my favourite fighters. So there's a bit of bias there. But for me, that I wouldn't want a single fighter in the pocket than Diego Lopez. He doesn't necessarily hit the hardest, but he has a fucking iron chin. Volk was rocking him because he has no head movement. He crashes into the pocket. That's why Garcia had a chance. But I knew Lopez was going to win this fight. He has a better chin than Steve Garcia. Didn't even need to mix in the grappling. Well, no, Garcia defended him, didn't he? No, he didn't. Didn't need to mix in the grappling. 0 for 1, yeah. He tried to shoot on Garcia. Garcia defended it. But I always knew Lopez was winning this fight. They're going to crash into the pocket. That's what they do. They'd have a hesitant first round. Garcia is probably the better striker, the better boxer. Whereas Lopez is a brawler with good jiu-jitsu. Crash into the pocket. Garcia lands a nice hook. But Lopez has a chin. A solid chin. That's honestly, he could beat Ilya. At featherweight, people were saying, oh, well, why would Ilya want to fight Lopez when he can come fight Oliveira? Fair enough. But I think Lopez is a nightmare matchup for anyone. We saw we did Jean Silva at Jean Silva's best shots. So did Arnold Allen. Arnold Allen's another underrated guy. I'm not the UK bias, but Lopez is a real guy in this division. I don't know if he's going to move up because if I'm him, I'm not moving up. Volk's going to retire within his next 1 or 2 fights. When Volk goes, if he has the belt still, you're going to get that vacant shot. Although there's going to be asterisks because Volk beat him twice. He's going to get a title fight if Volk goes. Volk, Lopez Evloev, Lopez Jean Silva. You can imagine that Lopez Jean Silva rematch if Evloev's probably going to beat. If Volk beats Evloev, retires, Jean Silva goes out there and beats an Aljo, someone like that. You could have Lopez versus Jean Silva too for the vacant belt. Hopefully Lopez just destroys that fuck again. But I love Lopez. Garcia, I like Garcia as well. He's the same as Lopez. He's like the Mexican American Lopez, just with a worse chin. He's gonna be a good in this division. Like I said in the predictions, he's gonna beat guys like Lerone Murphy who don't hit as hard. He's a good guy in the pocket, good striker with good takedown defense. And for Garcia, I want to see him take on Yusuf Salal, a guy. These two are the same. They've had their chance. It's the guy at the top of the division. Fell short. Rebound. Then the winner of that can have another big fight against like a Yair and Aljo at the top of the division. I think they're number 8 and number 7. So yeah, that'd be a good fight. Lopez. I don't know what Lopez does. Main event UFC Noche against Yair Rodriguez. We've been saying that for 5 years. If he doesn't want to do that, Arnold Allen's there. I don't want to see him fight Arnold Allen. I love both those guys. He could be a real fucking layers of bollocks down and just go, I'm gonna beat the next big prospect. I'm gonna take on Kevin Vallejos, a Pico, but I won't do that. Aljo's a good one. But I want to see him fight Yair, main event, UFC Noche. 5 rounds, but bad blood. That'd be a great matchup. Just line yourself up for that vacant belt when Volk goes. Or if Evloev beats Volk, he could take on Evloev. He's got history with Evloev. The only guy to beat him is Evloev and Volk, and he arguably beat Evloev. But if he moves up to lightweight, you could take on, Rufi, someone like that, Gamrot, someone like that. But I want to see him stay at featherweight. He's got a better chance of winning the belt at featherweight than he does lightweight when Volk goes. I mean, if Garcia's allowed, disappointing for Garcia, on the White House getting slimed out like his idol. But idol. But Lopez is a fucking problem unless you're Volk. Unless you can evade him for 5 straight rounds or 3 straight rounds at range and just pick him off with a jab, which is what Garcia did for the first round. He would have won. If round 1 happens again, he's going to win that fight. But Lopez, if he Lopez, when he learns how to cut the cage off, is going to be a problem. He's got a serious chin. I need to stop glazing Diego Lopez. I'm going to end the video here. Great performance from Lopez. Give him Yair. 5 rounds. UFC Noche main event. Incredible. I need to stop glazing Lopez. We're going to stop it there. So that is what I would do for all of the winners of and losers of every fighter on this card. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Drop a like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And goodbye.